I believe that the evidence is overwhelming that he is who he claims to be, the Son of the living God. But I cannot prove it scientifically. But I can prove it by the lives that he transforms every day. I can prove it because in my heart, I don't say I think, I hope, I say I know. And you know, there's another element in our lives that we don't think much about, and that's the element of faith. You think of the faith that you have to have every day. You have to have faith that your wife didn't put poison in your coffee this morning. You have to have faith in her. She might have felt like it, but she didn't. You have to have faith in the bank. When you write a check and sign it and you have money in the bank, you have to have faith that the bank's going to pay it. You have to have faith in the government. When you pull out a dollar bill, now I know it's shrinking, but you have faith that back of it is a dollar, that people will accept it as money. Everything we do is by faith. My wife once said that the secret of a happy marriage is 2 good forgivers. And that's what it is. 2 good forgivers. People that can forgive each other. How about the little irritations from your wife or your husband? 70 times 7 you forgive. Jesus taught that we're to forgive. He taught a revolution in the way we're to live. He taught us that it wasn't just our outward actions that God judges, but it's the inward thoughts and intents.
Keeping yourself pure from sexual immorality is one of the most basic and essential things. If you have not mastered this, you have not even achieved, you have not even accomplished, you have not even arrived to the first rung of what it means to be a mature Christian. Now that sounds hard. I want to lay that before you because I am so sick and tired of hearing men across the nation whine about the power of this, when I know God has given us power over it. And thinking it's almost an acceptable thing that you can have this and still do Christianity. No, if you are doing this, you've not even made it to the first rung of Christianity. You're not even walking baby steps in Christianity, and I don't care how many books you've read, I don't care how much theology you know, and I don't care how much wisdom you think that you possess. You've touched nothing of maturity. This is extremely important to understand this. Another point about it is this. Sexual immorality's increased presence in society is indication that it has been turned over to a depraved mind. Romans 1:24, therefore God gave them over in the lusts of their heart to impurity, so that their bodies would be dishonored among them. One of the things that we see from the book of Romans, chapter 1, is we don't see men falling. We do not see societies falling. We see them sliding. And if you notice that when it talks about a society given over to a depraved heart, the great emphasis there is not even war necessarily. It's not even robbing. It's not even murdering. But what is the great indication? Sexual immorality. Sexual perversion. Another thing that we see that is so very important is it is a spiral. It is a spiral. And mixed company will not allow me to teach on this spiral. But I can assure you that some of the most twisted and perverted things that have entered into the mind of man began with something much simpler. Something not as heinous. But as a man gives himself to one thing, Then he gives himself to another thing. Then he gives himself to another thing, and another thing, and another thing, until his conscience is gone. This is true. This is why especially young men should guard their eyes, guard their eyes, guard their eyes, because it won't stay there. Once you've fed on a tiny thing, you'll want more. And then you'll want more. And then a thing that was very dark will no longer be dark enough. And then you have to go to another dark thing until finally you are consumed with darkness. You must understand that. It's like when I worked with drug addicts in Peru, and even here in the United States when I was younger as a Christian. They would always say, your entire life as a drug addict is chasing that first high. That first high is so good, and you spend the rest of your life chasing it again, because no matter how much more you increase, it's not enough, and you just keep chasing and chasing and going deeper until you are lost.